We could also compare this to types of vehicles with our Python data types. For example, we may have a train, and we know that the train carries a lot of passengers. It can carry a lot of passengers. It might also be empty, right? We know the train is constrained to riding on the tracks. It can't just go drive around on a road. Whereas a dump truck, that does not carry passengers, right? It's a different type of vehicle. It's meant for carrying dirt or rocks. It can definitely go off-road, off-track. And so we see these different types of vehicles, and Python does the same thing. It assigns data different types, and it knows it can do different things with these different types, different data types, and different variables that we have. So some of the data types we'll talk about are numbers, and there's two types of numbers in Python. We'll get more into this, but if we think, I have 5 apples, right? The 5, that's a number, or 1.2 liters of water, that's a number. A string, that's another data type we'll talk about. That's arranged text, simply. And it's always surrounded by quotes. So when we have variables and so here's my variable, my string, that's the variable name, and the value of the variable is hello. It's surrounded by quotes. Whenever we see text surrounded by quotes assigned to a variable, that's a string. And Python knows the different operations it can do with a string. We also have a list that we'll talk about, which is an ordered collection of items, and they can be different types. If we have my list, we can have an apple, an integer, number 1, another string here, a Boolean, true or false, another string. Apple will always be the first item in this list. It's ordered, but we can, unless we change that, but it's a collection of items. We also can have a dictionary. This is another data type we'll talk about. That's a collection of key value pairs where we might be describing a lot of different things about an object, about something. For example, let's describe the apple. Well, the color is red. And then we have this comma here that separates to the next thing. Well, the quantity of the apples that we have in stock in our store, let's say we have 50 apples, and the price of each apple is 6.5. So that's a dictionary. We'll get more into that as well. And we also have a Boolean. This is the last data type we'll spend time with early on in the course. And that, as I mentioned, is true or false, like a light switch on or off. Or if we had a variable in stock is true for our store, for example.